Hello, friends. How are you doing today? Here I am again, Gustavo Romero, your coach, favorite coach, right? And today we're going to be talking about our higher faculties, right? Higher intellectual faculties, and what are them, and why we need them, right? And why they're higher than the other ones. And the reason they're higher than the other ones is because are the ones that help us to create things. We humans has an ability, two abilities. We have the ability to adapt and we have the ability to create. Most animals, as we know, cannot have an imagination to create. They have an imagination or they have a mind to adapt, and they adapt to certain circumstances. We humans can adapt and we can create. Give an example. We are programmed in our mind since we were born to adapt to certain situation. And we do that by the way we hear, we smell, we touch, we taste, and we see. So if we see something that is danger, we're going to react in a certain way. So we can take the outside information that adds to us and we can adapt into it. So if the AC is too cold and I can feel the AC, I'm going to go and put a jacket, right? So I am adapting to adapting or reacting to the environment, right? So I can, if I need to hunt, I will hunt because I'm hungry. But if the food is bad, I can reject it, right? So taste is bad, I can reject it. So I can adapt to my environment based on the five senses that we share with the animals. So the animals also react and adapt to certain situations. We have higher faculties that also we carry, but we don't understand if animals have it or not. Some animals might have some of them, but they are not all put together and use all together to create. And that's why I was explaining to my son the other day. We haven't seen so far in all these millions of years a dog driving a car, right? So they have an internal programming that tell them you are a dog or you are a cow or you're a horse, and they behaving in that way. A dog cannot behave like a cat. A dog will not meow or will not make noises as a horse, right? It will act always as a dog. But we human, we can make noises like other animals and then change that. So I have them written down here. So the intellectual fact that we have is our perception, our will, our reason, our imagination, our memory, and our intuition, right? So we have these higher faculties, and most of us, we use them all the time, but unconsciously. So we are not really putting our effort in thinking what we want to do, in creating. Now, some people create. So, for example, someone is building a table, they will bring into their memory, right? Memory is one of the faculties, how a table looks like, right? It has four legs, three legs. Then I can create in my mind an imagination. I can imagine how I'm going to do it, right? And then also perception will help me to look at whether the table, how does it look in one way or another, right? So for some people the table will be right on three legs, another person the table will be right on four legs. Other people will do it in one leg, one big leg that hold all the table, right? And so we use these faculties to allow us to create things that we want in our life. So these faculties had allow us to create they discover and use the creation of the internet, cars and vehicles and airplanes and everything that we have. You know, this clothes was created by someone by using and implementing the intellectual faculties in what they do. So we all creators. We can all create things, but we are not. We also can adapt. But through that adaptation, we also can create and make our life easier. Animals only adapt. If you have a room and if the room is outside is raining and the window breaks, then what's going to happen? If you have a dog, the dog will walk away and will sleep in another bed or in another room because it doesn't want to get wet. What you're going to do, you're going to stand up, you're going to go down, you get materials, you're going to fix the windows because in your reasoning, you know that if the water gets into the house, it will going to produce mold, it was going to produce other problems, right? So you can adapt past information and associate it with the situation and go and repair the window or put a patch on the window and then have it fixed the next day, right? So we can create, animals only adapt to the circumstances. What allow us to ask is that we can create the life that we want. So we can create and imagine certain situation that we want them to be, and that situation will happen because you are created it in your mind. While we are not only accepting situations, but also we can create situations who will favor us instead of just accepting and living out of the outside in. So this is the thing. The five senses make you live from the outside to the inside. I adapt to what is coming outside. The intellectual faculties allow me to live from the inside to the outside. I mean, I made the choices. I am the one responsible of my life. I know what I need to do so I can live the life that I want instead of accepting what the environment is giving me. If you're in a desert or in a forest and it's cold and it's raining, if you're adapting, you're just gonna find shelter. But as you're creating, you imagine that you can build a house and you start cutting trees, putting a shelter and creating a shelter. The shelter was created because you internally, inside of you, something changed for you to create the shelter. Otherwise, you would just find the outside influencing you and adapting. All right, guys. So hopefully this helped you to understanding your business if you are facing an adaptation on what you're doing, or are you facing a creation, or if you're not creating, how to become creative because you do have those faculties. Okay, my friend. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye.